We're live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Mel Herbert. That is Tom Wolfson. This is Talking Tesla. We're excited. This is the event.
It's happening today.
It is so happening. So before we really get started, just give us we're going to do a level check. There'll be a bit of a delay here, but tell us how the levels are. You can tell me how my level is.
How's mine?
Could you speak?
Oh, is that not good? I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't whisper into the mic when we're checking the levels, which we should have done before we went live.
Jess Mason is over there. You've met Jess
Hi,
before.
Jess.
Hi. Hey, guys. This is how you do a level check, Tom. That's what I've heard.
Who
Do you
friends,
use your phony radio voice to do it, Jess?
Sounds good. All right, we're getting some feedback.
Don't attack
Everybody
me.
seems
I'm
to
good
be
at
happy with our levels. Okay, we're happy with our levels. That's good. All right, so let's start getting into the show then. First of all, Tom, what are you drinking?
We have a bottle of Templeton rye procured by your cousin from another hemisphere, as it were.
That is correct.
David.
Now,
He
what
brought
is
that.
rye? Can you explain to me what is rye before we get going?
Cannot. It's
Okay.
rye is a grain,
Yes.
and this
I take it with a grain of salt.
whiskey is made from that grain, as opposed to, say, corn
Yes,
or wheat
yes.
or some other grain that is not rye. Hence, rye whiskey.
People are complaining. Have that.
That's probably acceptable.
We've got to fix that. So rye is a grain, and it turns out that there are
Yeah.
two types of rye whiskey. There is rye whiskey in Canada, which is basically called whiskey.
Okay, wow, that's
And
real
there's
insight right there.
Rye here in the United States, in
Uh-huh.
Los Estados Unidos, that requires 51% rye, which is a grain. It's part of the grain family.
Oh, the family of grains.
Yes.
What are the other members of the grain
Well,
family?
you've got your
Let's not
wheats.
talk about that on this show, please.
You've got your-
No, that's good. We're good. We're fine with that.
All right, let's hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I don't know about you, but in about 30 minutes,
It's so exciting.
we are going to be talking, we're going to be hearing from Elon. So I've got a list of things here that we want to discuss beforehand, and we're going to see if we can guess all of the stuff that he's going to be talking about. But first, subscribers, they give us some cash, and they keep talking Tesla going, we love them very much. And if you're too cheap to give us money on Patreon,
Stop.
then you can give us a review on iTunes. It costs nothing but your time, and your time is worth nothing.
And if it's a bad review, really make sure you put Mel's name in front of it, because that makes him feel good about it. And I'm very sensitive.
That's what I've heard.
I don't like the bad reviews.
Larry is chatting here on the live stream. He's like, I've listened to all of your podcasts the first time I've seen you. I'm sorry, Larry. I'm sorry.
And if this is if you found us on YouTube and you've never listened to the podcast, how did you find us on
That's
YouTube?
bizarre. And actually, a number of people are saying the audio level's a little low. I don't know if we can bump that up a little bit there.
We're going to see what we can
Cece's
do.
in the back there running around. She's doing lots of things. You are one short dude, Mel.
Oh, you were
Shut
supposed
up,
to.
Kyle.
What happened to your box?
I'm 5'8" and beautiful.
It's
Now,
true.
let's get going. All right, so first thing I wanted to do tonight is ask Tom a series of questions, ask Jess a series of questions. Tom's wife's here. She's not on camera. She doesn't want to be seen, but we'll still ask her some questions anyway. First of all, I want to talk about colours. Tom, how many colours are we going to see tonight? Let's go. And what are they?
I
Go.
think we're going to see all of the colors you can currently buy a Model S in. I don't see any reason for them to minimize our ability to enjoy color. So you got your pearl white, you got your black, your blue, your red, your gray. There's a light silver.
Yes.
There's a silver. I think, did I hit them all? There's that green. Are they still doing the green? And they're not doing that brown anymore. I think that's it.
I think we're going to see 5 colours tonight. I think Tom has got his head up his buttocks. You're going to see black.
Better than up your buttocks.
You're going to see another form of black. You're going to
No,
see your
you-
whites, your blues, your greys, and your reds. That's it. That's it.
2 blacks.
It was a joke, Tom. It's called humour. It's what we do on the show. So now I'm going to ask you a question. What colour do you want? What are you going to get? Tom?
I
What colour?
personally want white.
Oh, my gosh.
My children want me to buy blue. So probably white because they get everything they want.
All right. Jess, let's just pretend that you are going to go and buy a Model 3 tonight. Okay. You're not, because you've got some stupid lease thing which would make it financially irresponsible for you to break the lease on some stupid Audi.
Yeah.
So what color would you get if you could, but you can't?
Blue.
And
Sorry, Tom.
I mean, don't apologize to me. Apologize to my children. I don't know what that even means.
The white's very nice too, but I would get blue.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. I like white cars because I don't like to clean my cars, and a white car
paradox.
Doesn't always look dirty. Although I will be honest, your car right now is white. It is filthy.
My car is kept outside. I have a little sign that says "Birds poopy here," and I have it under a eucalyptus tree, which drops sap on it all day. So it is quite filthy and disgusting.
I currently have a gray car that's not a Tesla. Sorry, and it's pretty clean most of the time. So like I don't know. If I had to pick color number 2, it would also be blue. I would definitely go with the blue. The blue is very pretty. The blue is lovely. Yeah. And I'm used to seeing it because for the last year since I reserved my Model 3, the daily trip to the My Tesla website, the picture of the 3 is blue. So I feel like they call it My Tesla. Yeah. I look at it every day, and it's blue, so My Tesla is blue?
Yeah, it's like ingrained
right,
now
yeah,
in
it's
your
like
mind.
kind of part of who I am,
right?
True.
You are the blue Tesla.
We've got a couple of people watching from Germany. We've got one person saying you're looping the video, and it's just the Falcon Wind doors open. For that one person, back out. That's not the live stream. Refresh. There's a little thing that says live right there. All right, so colors. I'm not going to get a white because I have a white X.
Yes.
I have a white S.
Yes.
My son is white. My wife is white. I'm white. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's got to stop.
Your ice car is also white.
My ice car is white. My buttocks hopelessly white.
Wait, hold on a second. They're very close to that color.
How do you know that, Tom?
He's seen my buttocks.
I mean, I'm assuming because I spend a lot of time outdoors with Mel, and very rarely is he pants off, dance off. You know what I'm saying?
A number of people who are here on, while you're doing ridiculous jokes, a number of people here are like, are we even going to see a live stream of this thing? Do you only get the live stream if you pre-ordered? You know, we don't even know if there's going to be a live stream at 8:45.
We do know.
We presume.
Tesla Motors Twitter, not the @Elon Musk Twitter, the Tesla Motors Twitter tweeted yesterday that they were at 8:15 going to start showing people receiving their vehicles. 30, according to Elon, 30. Do we think it's going to only be 30?
Well, we're going to get to that. It's actually a great question. So first of all, we've got some people from New Zealand. We've got some people from Ireland. Thank you for everybody listening in. It's all happening. So next question I have, range. What kind of range are we going to see on this? If you go to the Tesla site, it still has 215 miles range, which is what they said when they did the reveal 16 months ago. So, Tom, I'll ask you first because you're the tallest, apparently. And what range are you going to see, first of all, in the base model? Is there going to be 2 batteries? What's going to be the high-end range tonight? Not down the road, not when they've got 2 batteries, 2 motors. What is the base range going to be, and what is the other range?
So this is assuming that this evening the design center is opening. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess.
Or you're assuming that Elon's going to tell us.
Either Elon telling us, the design studio. What's going to be the base
Elon
range?
is going to bump up the 215 for sure for the base model.
Okay.
To what? 255.
Jess Mason, what is the base range of this car going to be?
I mean, that sounds about right, because it can't be what the Model S is. And what's the lowest range Model S that's being sold?
That's actually above, I believe, because I believe the 275 is 249. You're talking about what's available now or what they've ever made?
If I was going to, right now, I'm going to get a new Model S, let's say. What's the minimum range that I can even buy? Because it's got to be below that.
I believe it's 249.
Then this is
one second, please.
But that car has a lot of other technology, and it's a lot bigger, more storage area.
Range is a big deal. Though.
Range is the single
everything.
biggest deal.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
What?
Range is everything.
Range
and
is
it's got to be
everything.
better than the Bolt. My argument has been, from the beginning of time, 259 is the base right now. So 259, the 75D,
So
which is...
255.
Oh, hang on. They still sell the 75. So 249 is the
for the
75.
non.
What is the Bolt?
The Bolt is 238.
Okay,
Is
so
it
it's going to be
though?
right there. It'll be 240.
If we look at if we ask the people on the stream, and a number of people have been very specific. We've got John saying it's 242 and 312. Wow, very specific, John. A couple of people, Max Headroom says 230 to 285, so low end. So everybody's having it over what they've said. And we have Zachary saying, I voted it's 215, 275, and 325. Zachary is going off the plantation, as it were.
He's saying 3 batteries?
3
When the
batteries.
S only has 2.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not
Zachary.
saying Zachary's being silly. We've got Samways is saying it's 260 and 320. But if you'd like the answer, I'll tell you the answer right
Oh,
now.
here we go.
You know
Wait,
the
it's
answer?
Karnak the Magnificent.
It's going to be 250 at the base because that'll be more than the Bolt. It's going to be 300 at the upper battery. And I'm telling you at
But
the
you
same
didn't
time.
ask me what it was going to be at the top.
Yeah, you didn't ask that question.
That's unfair. So
Is
you
it-
ask a question and then you answer a different question.
Is this the actual answer, or is this just your guess?
Since we don't know the answer,
What kind of question is
this
that?
would have to be
I am the
a guess.
layperson here.
Oh,
like, I don't know
that-
what you guys know.
Tom, what's going to be the high end?
I
you
believe
whiny-
it's going to be 315
What the what? As big as no. What?
because it's going to be efficient. And it's going to be the new batteries.
Okay, right, fine.
So there's a couple of things at play. It's the new battery formula, the new battery size, and a new, smaller, lighter automobile.
You're wrong, but that's fine. We're going to find out very soon. So,
Oh, I believe
what do you
maybe-
think is the high end?
Well, now that I know that I'm guessing high and low end, I think my guesses change, and I would drop my low end lower and bring my high end up higher. So I'd say 200 and let's say 280, something around there.
Hold on 1 second. So she's saying it's now going to be lower than
Yeah.
they've said it's going to be,
Yeah, to be
for
more
the
affordable.
last 16 months. He said it's 215 miles, and you're now saying it's going to be
Jess,
200.
What did I
Jess
say?
does enormous amount of crack. She
Layperson. I'm the
cannot-
layperson here. I don't follow this every day.
she cannot be trusted. And you know, a number of people reminded us, Robert's not here. Sorry, Robert. Robert's actually at work,
Robert's on the. He's on
seeing patients, saving lives, while we sit here. Actually, stand.
You want to hear his voice?
Let's talk to Robert. Go.
I don't know what. I have no idea what this.
It's probably going to be inappropriate. Go.
Even though the Tesla site says it's 16 minutes and 30 seconds till the start. You might want to fix that.
He's
haven't-
telling us that we messed up on the start time of our stream.
He's always telling us what we've done wrong. Shut up, Robert.
Thanks, Robert. Take care of patients.
Yeah, go see some patients.
I mean,
Okay.
we all know what it's like to take care of patients in this room, right?
Okay, sign up to watch and reserve. Tom, why don't you bring that up on your thing here? So
Where am
go to tesla.com, refresh. Everybody go to tesla.com and refresh. You've got to put in your name and your email because they want everybody that's watching this event, probably 1.8 trillion people, and getting their emails.
Go away from this. You're not on this screen, right? Because I'm about to put my email address in here. Thank you.
So, email. All right, I'm going to do that.
Are we good?
So I'm going through the screens, and they want your phone number. Oh no, this is I'm reserving a Model 3. What the hell am I doing? Hello. I don't want to reserve a Model 3. Let me try that again. Let's go
I
back.
have a question for you
No,
guys.
that's the same page, right? So we're logged. You can't go back to my computer because it's showing the email on this page.
So sign up to watch and reserve. I just want to watch.
So between the two of you, Tom and Mel, who has a sooner Model 3 reservation?
Me.
we don't really know the answer to that question because
Live
we
event.
we both did them on the same night.
Oh,
we have
okay.
different reservation numbers. Mel's is
Thank you.
about 10,000. I don't know, like 10,000 sooner, but we don't know what the reservation number means in
Right.
terms of delivery.
The
Yeah.
reservation has a lot as one more digit. It has like it's like a 6 or 7 digit number, and it's not clear whether your reservation is where it is in that. But it does appear to be that I'm about 100 and something thousand, 117,000. Tom is around the same. which would bring us to late in the year, early next year, right?
Right, but then if it's at what, 100,000?
Yeah.
No, because I don't think that's correct. Because everything that all the estimators, the Tesla tracker that we've talked about on this show, puts us at about 10,000. Because there are tiers, right? So there are tiers of advancement on the list, as it were. So if you went to if you're an employee of SpaceX, Tesla, any of those companies, you're at the top.
Right.
Right. Those are the people that are supposedly going to get their cars tonight. If you went to the store and you owned a Tesla, that's sort of at the top of the list.
Did Robert do that?
Yes. And you can add a little bit. If you went to the store, you owned a Tesla, and you lived in California, that supposedly puts you at even the higher hierarchy of the list. So then if you went to the store and don't own a Tesla, theoretically you're in front of us. And then if you did it online and you own a Tesla, that's where you are on the list. And if you went online and you don't own a Tesla, and then it coincides, all of those are factored into when you made the reservation.
Wow.
So when the reservation thing was open, we were both pretty quick on top of it to reserve our car. So that's sort of how it's going.
Okay.
I don't think it matters if you've owned 17 Teslas. It feels
and
like...
I don't own them. The banks own them. I've just leased them.
That's a good point right there.
Let's be very clear about that. Yeah. So a number of people are asking, what are we going to do when Elon goes live? So we now know that you can go to the Tesla site, you put in your name and email, and then you can watch the stream. And then it gets very confusing on the side. It asks you for all that information again in your credit card. That's actually for reserving your Model 3. A lot of people watching tonight have already reserved the Model 3. We will actually go from this stream that we're doing right now. We'll just go full screen on the event, and we'll shut the hell up. When Elon starts talking, we'll shut up and we'll just let it stream from here. So if you want to watch it here, it's fine. Then as soon as the event's done, we'll come back and we'll show how genius or stupid we are. Because now I want to talk about supercharging. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, supercharging, which is the greatest thing in the world, it is the differentiator of why Tesla is going to dominate the electric car market for a long time. They have a supercharger network here in the United States. They have it in Europe. They have it in China. They have it in Australia. It is the differentiator, and we talked about it this week on the show. It's the differentiator for a number of reasons. It's fast, it's easy to find, it's integrated into the screen on the Tesla. It's just good. Whereas if you don't have a supercharger network, yes, there is an electric car charging network, but it's too slow, it's hard to find, it's not integrated into your car, and it's fine if you go to Costco and you just need to plug in, but you're not going to drive across the country on it.
Right, so that brings up a question it's the fast charging and the network, although I still feel that if Tesla hadn't sort of pushed the supercharging, which we all know is important, but they still built this very robust network, that they would still be very successful, but not as successful. Like if this wouldn't be as big of a thing, because I still feel like that's the thing that they have. They're still the only automobile company who has full on, from the beginning, we're building our own network to support it. The rest of the car companies have kind of been like, well, we'll make cars and hopefully someone would, like Nissan's like, we're not Exxon, we're not selling gasoline, we're making cars. And that's been their mindset from the very beginning, where Tesla's obviously thought differently from the beginning.
It is the most important thing outside of the car, and I would say it is equal to the car itself. A charging network that is national, that allows you to drive across the country up, down, side to side, makes it a real car. Even though most people are like me, they're not going to use the supercharging network for that edge case, that 1% case where like I need to drive 400 miles, I can now do it. It makes it a real car. These other cars are not real. Grandpa has the Chevy Bolt. Yes, he could drive 400, 500 miles, but he would have to like plan it out and spend a lot of time working out where to do it. And Teslas, they make it so much easier. Jess just drove up here yesterday from Fresno, 300 miles, and didn't have to think about it. You didn't have enough charge to get here. There's lots of hills. You drove fast because we've already established it. You're a bit of a,
like to drive fast.
You got a problem. And where did you stop and how did that go? Where did you stop?
To Hone. As we typically do. It's a great halfway point for us, a little more than halfway. And it was perfect. We plugged in, we got something to eat, we walked our dog, who, by the way, his crate fits beautifully in the back of the Model S because there's so much space in it. And by the time we got back to the car, it was pretty much charged up, waited a couple more minutes to just top it off, and we were good to go.
When you say top it off, like, are you talking top it off to fully charged or top it off to your 80%?
You know, if we want to just basically go to the house where we stay when we're here, we have enough charge like after 15 minutes.
Okay.
But if once we arrive in the LA area, we need to go anywhere, then we need to have more charge than that. So we charged it back up to about 200 miles.
Okay.
So that took like an extra 10 minutes or so. No big deal.
Right.
And
So you're not going to the hilt where your charging slows
No.
down as you fill up to the very, very top. Now, I've driven north to south in California in our Model S, which is a 60 kilowatt hour battery, and it has just about 200 miles of range. And again, that's the car sort of where it started for Tesla, right? They had the 40, but they didn't make very many of them, and they had the 60. That was the big part of it. And you could still go, but it's on the edge of uncomfortable on a lot of levels, right? You have to stop a couple of times to get to San Francisco for a little longer than you would want. So
right.
I know somebody that went with you to San Francisco in your 60 who is an ICE car driver who, let's be honest, and I don't know if you're watching, Tony, you're a bit of a pain in the ass. He was saying it was painful.
Yeah,
You
for
had to
him it
stop
was
so
very
many
painful.
times. So that's why I like the new, I have the 90D. It can get basically there with one stop is great.
Yeah.
So here's the question for supercharging. What are we going to see on the Model 3? Yes, it's going to be supercharge enabled, of course, but what about the freeness of the supercharging?
Yeah.
There's a number of different ways you can get free supercharging on the S and the X if you use your referral codes, if you got it early, and this thing changes every 5 minutes about how you can get free supercharging. I haven't seen anything about how you can get free supercharging on the Model 3.
No.
Do you think there's going to be any way, or is it going to be all paid supercharging? Right now, the way it works is you get 400 kilowatt hours, about 1,000 miles, of free supercharging on the S. I expect you'll get something like that. You'll get some free amount of supercharging on the Model 3. But will there be free supercharging on the Model 3, Tom? Go.
No, there will not
No
be.
possible way.
I don't think so. Because
Beyond gets
because
50 people to buy one and
the
he's
network is so big. I mean, are you talking about like in small niche-y, like, if you order it today, if you're one of
Anyway.
the lucky people, like at any point, at some point there will be a way to get supercharging for
Free.
life, free supercharging for life.
life.
I don't know what that mechanism will be. Maybe there'll be a contest, maybe it'll be a 10 referral, like some mechanism for a few people. But I don't think with all of the orders that he has, like if he was, trying to be out there, the sales pitch guy, and trying to push more and more orders, but there's no need for that right now.
So a lot of people have noted, you or Robert notes it frequently, the reason you have free supercharging for life on any Model S or X is because you paid for it up front.
Yes.
You bought a $110,000 car. It's in the price of the car.
Well, initially they charged you for that, right? There was a $2,500 upcharge for supercharging.
back in the day, way back
right.
in the day to get that. Yeah. So, but for a while, it's just been the car costs so damn much, they can drop in at like $5,000 worth.
They're expensive?
Yeah. But now we're getting down to it's a $3,500 car, and adding the life's free supercharging for life would add another, let's say, $5,000 worth of expense. They're not going to do it. So I don't know if we're going to see any form of free supercharging, although I think it would be smart, particularly with the referral program. If you did the referral program in such a way as you got a lot of referrals to get free supercharging, it's a game. People want to play the game. Oh, I didn't quite make my free supercharging. I think it's a great game.
But how does that make you feel about the network, Mel? If they give 300,000, if they make 300,000 cars in the next 12 months,
Yes.
and all of those people are on the supercharging network, and a majority of those
No.
cars go to North America,
I want to, no. Go on.
are you like what kind of anxiety is that going to be every
If
single
you don't
week
listen
of
to the show, and I can't imagine how it goes, I have enormous anxiety about the Supercharger network because of what we just said before. The Supercharger network is what defines why Tesla is successful. It is not the only reason. It is one of the major reasons that it's successful.
But I'd like to ask you a question about that. How many times in the last 6 months have you been to a supercharger, Mr. Anxiety?
Let me just check here.
0.
There'll be none.
Yeah, that's right.
0?
Okay, I think
0 is the same as none.
I think there will be a sort of tiered level of referral program.
Uh-huh.
Right? So if you're like the number one person in North America, yeah, I'm sure the you'll get something nice.
So
But if you
you're saying
refer-
if you buy a Model 3
If you-
and your referral code, you're assuming there's going to be a referral program for your Model 3.
yeah, let's say you refer 5 people. Maybe that will be like the thing they throw in, like, and lifetime supercharging if you make 5 referrals.
Okay, I like that idea.
Yeah.
I could see that as a possibility.
One of the
about
listeners just said here that they think that I'm overinflating the importance of the Supercharger network. I can't remember who said that. You're wrong. Even though I never use it, it's the Supercharger network which makes this a real car. It makes people buy a car for the 100%, which is I have to drive a long way every once a year. Every once a year. I therefore need to
Second
have
language.
a car that goes a long way. If I get an electric car that goes 250 miles and I can't go 600 miles, I can't buy an electric car, even though that happens once a year. It would be better, of course, to get the electric car and just hire a car that once, but people buy on the edge, and that means it's got to do everything, and the Supercharger network makes this a real car. It makes it a little slow. It's still a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
I'm driving to San Francisco. I've got to stop once. Normally, if you don't have to go pee-pee and poopy, you stop for 5 or 10 minutes. And in a Tesla, you're going to stop for half an hour. So it makes it a bit longer. And if you do a long distance trip, it adds much more time. But it still makes you feel good and you can get away with it. But without the Supercharger network, Tesla is nowhere near the company that it is today.
And
I'm just saying.
And for you don't use supercharging a lot, but you, Jess, use supercharging a lot, and it was probably a pretty big factor in your purchase of the car. So Mel's sort of an outlier when it comes to supercharging. He is somebody who doesn't use the network and is completely freaked out about the fact that
Obsessed.
others do.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't
Right?
like them.
Which is like...
All you other Tesla owners need to get the hell off that network.
Right,
Okay, we got
but Tesla is also. I just want one more thing about
No.
supercharging. Tesla is also, as we speak, because they've seen this giant growth in the reservations for Model 3, and they know it's about to explode. They've started building these gigantic supercharging destination stations. For instance, now if you go to a supercharger and you have to wait in line, that becomes a pain in the butt because you're sitting in your car. But with these giant 40 stall things that they're building in Baker and Kettleman City that we talked about, if you have to wait in line, you'll get to wait in a nice room, and there's probably going to be some vending machines. So
I
they're
wanna
making
wait.
it like
I don't want to wait.
they're ready for the Model 3
I
owners
think
to
I'm a
come.
very important person, Tom. I can't be waiting. Hey, look, we've got about a minute before they go live. 1 minute. Theoretically, we don't know what they're going to go live with. But another question is supercharging and now fast AC charging at home. And when you plug it into the wall, your 240 volt, your 120 volt. Right now, the fastest way to charge at home is 72 amps. It can do about 50 to 60 miles per hour of charging. They're reducing that on the 75 so that you can only get about 30 miles of range per hour. And there wasn't that option, at least last time we checked. It changes every 5 minutes. You could only get the fast AC charging on the 100. So I ask you this, squiggle me this, answer me this, talk to me about this, Tom. On the Model 3, are you going to be able to have that fast sort of 60 miles per hour of charge thing or not?
Yes, I believe they will, because I think it's more important, again, as more of these vehicles in quantity hit the road, getting them through the Supercharger A is going to be faster, but getting them out of a level 2 quicker is going to be, they want people that are going to be buying these cars are going to want, or they're not going to be used to this. They're going to be used to going to the gas station, 5 minutes, filling their tank, getting the heck out of there. This is what they have to deal with, is those people. So they have to make the charging faster. We can charge at about 20 to 30 miles an hour at home. And so we can fill it overnight. It's not a problem. But a lot of people aren't going to have that capability. They're going to be charging at their work level 2s, or they're going to be charging at the light pole charger level 2s, or at a Blink at the Walgreens, somewhere that they're going to want to be in and out and charge as much as possible.
So what you're seeing on the screen right now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is the timer just went to 0. And in classic Tesla fashion, there's nothing. We will continue to discuss these things, and we'll be watching to see if anything happens up there.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tom. I think that functionality, I mean, the people who are buying the Model 3, I think, are people who want to just have a very functional daily use car, and anything that, it wouldn't make sense for Tesla to do anything that impedes on the like day-to-day use and functionality of the car. It's, I think what you're going to see different with the Model 3 compared to the S is the luxury features. but functionality, it has to be just as functional as their current ICE car.
Oh, it's up. Refresh and re-log in. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I was getting nothing, and so I went on to the website again. I refreshed. I put my name and my email address in again. That is a bit of a glitch, so let's see if it works for Tom. Put in your, well, don't show his screen yet. It's good. And then we're going to go, and somebody is talking. I don't know who this is. There is a very large crowd there as Tom logs in again, and then we'll go full screen on Tom if this works. This is happening. Has he got it there? You got the audio, Cece? Do you have the audio?
But the Tesla Roadster was a true sports car. And it shattered every myth about
Do you have it, Cece?
vehicles of the past. Now,
Do you guys have it?
the Tesla Roadster was incredible because
All right, then we're going to shut the hell up if you've got it.
acceleration.
And we'll get back to you after the show is complete.
Look at all those people that are there. They didn't invite us.
Now, next, we wanted to produce our next car was the Model S, a luxury sedan, and we built it right here in our own state-of-the-art factory. Now, Model S broke it won every award that the auto industry had to offer, including the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year award, the only electric car to win that award in their entire 64-year history. Now next, we came out with Model X, our SUV. Now Model X combined, the Model X is the one with those amazing falcon wing doors. And the Model X mixes the utility of a minivan with all the fun and acceleration of a true sports car. It has that amazing glass window on the top. Now, if you're looking for an electric vehicle that is incredible and it's, there's no cars out there that match the Model S's and the Model X's speed or range or beauty or safety. Now, we've been hard at work working on the Model 3, designing and building it. It is an exciting time here. Now, Model 3 is our first mass market car. And like all Teslas, it's all electric. Now, Model 3, we've been working hard to design and build these cars. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna hand it over to Alan and David from our design, well, they're right over here, but they're from our design studio in Hawthorne, California. So, Alan?
Thanks, Adam. My name is Alan Clark, and I lead the new programs engineering team here at Tesla.
And I'm David Imai. I lead the design team that's responsible for everything that you can see and touch on our cars. You know, Alan, if I were to narrow down the exact design approach that we use here at Tesla, it would be that all of our cars are designed from the ground up as electric vehicles. You see, Teslas don't share a platform with any other car, and we start our design process from a completely blank canvas. In turn, Model S and Model X have proven to be true examples of how form can follow function without sacrificing anything in terms of comfort, performance, or styling.
That's right. And without the limitations that come with gasoline-powered cars, like an engine, exhaust, or transmission, our engineers are given the freedom to design a truly unique architecture. It provides us an unmatched cabin volume and structural capabilities which are a foundation for an incredible crash safety and vehicle dynamics. Our cars provide an uncompromised experience, one that incorporates the best safety, comfort, performance features, and that makes up the DNA inside every single Tesla vehicle.
We're pretty proud that our Model S holds the world record as the fastest accelerating vehicle with a 0 to 60 time of just 2.5 seconds. Not only that, but it also achieved the highest safety rating NHTSA has ever awarded, with 5 stars in every single category. I remember hearing that news and getting so excited, knowing that Model S is not only one of the coolest cars in the world today, but it's also the safest. And we couldn't have done that without the close relationship that we have between our designers and engineers. Isn't that right, Alan?
Yep.
Just like we've done with our cars, we've removed all the formalities and physical barriers that would prevent our team from producing a superior automobile.
Yep, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Actually, One thing I love about working at Tesla is that no one really has an office, not even Elon. This allows for a much more open and direct dialogue between the teams, and it encourages sharing of new and creative ideas. Working closely together allows us to continue to introduce new technologies and features that will revolutionize the way people think about travel. It offers a fundamentally better driving experience to our customers. Having experienced the end result ourselves, we couldn't be any more excited about Model 3.
Thanks, Alan and David. You know, these guys at the design studio are so talented. You know, I think the favorite thing my favorite thing about the design of the cars is how timeless the cars are. You know, every time I walk up to mine, it feels like I'm seeing it for the very first time. Now that we've got a little better understanding about how we design our vehicles, we're going to take you live to Tesla's Gigafactory in Sparks, Nevada. Over to you, Meredith.
Hey guys, my name is Meredith Westifer and I'm a factory design engineer here at Gigafactory. I work on modeling the requirements of production lines and making sure that they fit and work together as efficiently as possible. It's somewhat like a giant jigsaw puzzle. When I got here about 2 years ago, we had maybe 20 total Tesla employees, all working in one small, cramped construction trailer. We were looking at some steel in the ground that would eventually become the largest building in the world. It's absolutely incredible how far we've come so fast. But hey, that's Tesla. Tesla's innovative manufacturing, combined with the absolutely great economy of scale we have with this massive building, have allowed us to significantly reduce the cost of battery cell manufacturing. This, in turn, has allowed us to achieve Part 3 of Tesla's secret master plan, the mass-market affordable electric vehicle. It's safe to say that without Gigafactory, we wouldn't be here today. The batteries that we produce at Gigafactory aren't only low cost, they're also the most reliable, highest performance batteries on the market today, a high standard that we carry through in everything we do here at Tesla. Back to you, Adam.
Thanks, Meredith. You know, it's amazing how much progress we've made since I was out there, and I was only out there in January. You know, when the Gigafactory is done, it'll be the world's largest building by footprint, and will produce more batteries than all the battery factories in the world combined by a factor of 2. Now we're going to take you inside Tesla's factory, where Crystal from our manufacturing team will share a little bit more about the machine that builds the machine.
Hi everyone, my name is Crystal Space. Currently, I'm sitting right above our general assembly line inside the Tesla factory right here in Fremont, California. I'm super excited to welcome everyone watching from around the world because for the past 9 months, I've been working with the team that actually built the cars we are delivering today. Not everyone gets a glimpse inside the way their car is built, so we thought we'd give you a sense of what it's like to be in the factory. First, I think it's important to appreciate that manufacturing one of anything isn't actually that hard, but manufacturing that one thing thousands of times the same way every time is way more difficult. That's why we focus a tremendous amount of energy on constantly innovating the manufacturing process. This ensures that we can deliver you, our customer, a product that's on time and reliable. One of the ways we've been able to achieve this is with our vertical integration. Tesla manufactures much of the car as possible right here in-house. We not only build the powertrains, but we weld, paint, and assemble all of the vehicles ourselves. As a result, our manufacturing teams can maintain a level of flexibility that you simply wouldn't see anywhere else. And I have to say, at the end of the day, the quality of our product comes down to the people. And I'm lucky to work side by side with them every day. My team really is the best, true go-getters who are scrappy, creative, and problem solvers. To be around people who are so energetic about what they do every single day is infectious. The spirit of knowing we are all working towards an incredibly difficult goal, but pushing to crush it, is really exhilarating and motivating for us all. So here's a shout out to all of my friends in General Assembly, the people who made this moment happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal. Now, joining me on stage is our next guest, Bria Loveday. She became an overnight viral hit when she suggested to Elon via Twitter that Tesla ought to host a contest for the best user-generated commercial. In response, we launched a global competition just a few days later. Bria, thank you for joining us tonight. Can you tell us how old you are and where you're from?
I just turned 11 and I'm from Michigan.
Congratulations on turning 11. Now, I read the letter that you sent to Elon, and it was great. Can you tell us how you felt when you found out that Elon responded?
I was really excited because of how big it was.
Yeah, it is a big deal, isn't it? Now you know we've received hundreds of submissions, and have you watched any of them?
Yes, I did.
Do you have a favorite?
No, I can't choose.
There's a lot of really good ones, aren't they? This week we posted the top 10 Love Day videos on our Twitter feed, so our fans could vote on them.
And tonight we'll play you the top 3. Here are the first 2.
Ooh, car. Just kidding. This is not a car commercial. It's on your super quick Tesla fan video. First up, a super quick Tesla overview. This is a Tesla Model S, an all-electric car. Zero emission, no regenerative braking, dual motor, all-wheel drive. It's the safest car on the road, but it can do 0 to 60 in 2.5. And now, people asking stuff.
How do you charge it?
Easy, regular charge at any of these. Supercharge at any of these, or just use one of these. We charge while we sleep. Next,
Can you road trip?
road tripping. Yes, just enter your destination.
Ooh, okay.
And ta-da! Supercharging stops included, which time out nicely with this.
Next! Are electric cars really small?
No, the Tesla Model S is super spacious. Can comfortably fit 5 adults. And with rear-facing seats, fit 2 more kids in the back. And no engine means you can put your junk in the front.
Next! Doesn't electricity come from fossil fuels?
Tesla solar panels and solar roofs. Tesla's Gigafactory. Manufacturing batteries for energy storage. It's like a renewable energy ecosystem.
Next!
Well, global warming's a hoax.
Nope, I'm done. When life gets stressful, you've been outside for a while. With your Tesla. Just kidding. This Tesla is summoning, which is great if your garage looks like this, since a Tesla can summon into or out of tight spaces. Because it has radar, sonar, ultrasonic sensors, cameras, Tesla vision, and more. And we've run out of time. To learn more, visit your nearest Tesla dealership. Just kidding. Tesla doesn't have dealerships because no one needs that kind of thing. Instead, visit any of their showrooms or go to Tesla.com. You can buy your Tesla online because it's 2017. You should be able to do that. And that's it for my super quick Tesla fan video. Yeah! Tesla.
Weren't those great, Bria? Would you like to announce the winner?
And the winner is Marquise Brownlee.
that concludes our pre-event webcast. I want to thank you, our customers and fans who tuned in to watch tonight's event. We couldn't have done any of this without your support. Please keep watching as Elon will be taking this stage shortly. Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the back of Fremont. I couldn't imagine a better place to be on a Friday night. I'm glad you're here with me. My name is Franz. I head up design for Tesla, and I've been waiting a long, long time for this moment. I don't know about you guys, right? Right? Yes, sir. As Adam said, I just want to say a special thank you to everybody that's here in Fremont. We have some guests, referral guests here, also in the back. People at Gigafactory, our employees all around the world, and of course, everybody that's tuned in and watching online. We couldn't do it at all without all of you, especially our employees that work day and night, in and out, and just awesome, awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. Come on. But I know you're not here to hear me talk about how beautiful our cars are. Who do you want to see and hear? Elon. So help me bring Elon to the stage. Let's point your attention over there. And let's count it down. Come on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everyone. So, for those that are watching this online, just a couple of things I want to point out before I go into the presentation. The projector that is producing that image is powered by a Model S. There are no wires. So that is a projector on a Model S with the energy coming from the battery pack, and that is what's producing that image. And that is the factory. Like a lot of people may not realize, that is actually part of the factory. That is not a screen. And the people in the audience are the people that have designed and engineered and built the Model 3. All right, so let's talk about what goes into making the Model 3. It starts off with design. So congratulations to the design team. You've done a phenomenal job. I've enjoyed working with you every week. You guys are amazing. Nice work. So there are many elements of the design. It's difficult to actually say exactly what makes it good, but except to say that we agonize over every curve, over every detail, every corner, every element of the interior, the exterior, including things that people probably won't even notice. We care about every part of it. So let's go to the next part of the interior. We aimed for something that was a very simple, clean design, because I think in the future, well, really, future being now, that the cars will be increasingly autonomous. So you won't really need to look at an instrument panel all that often. You'll be able to do whatever you want. You'll be able to watch a movie, talk to friends, go to sleep. Every Tesla being produced right now, the Model 3, the Model S, the Model X has all of the hardware necessary for full autonomy. And I think a lot of people still don't realize that. It's got the 8 cameras, it's got 12 ultrasonic sonar, it's got the forward radar, and it's got over 10 teraops of computing capability. Let's go more into the interior. So one of the challenges with the car was, since it is smaller than a Model S, how do we make a car that is smaller on the outside, bigger on the inside? So we took an idea from the Model X, which was the canopy screen that makes you feel like if you're in a Model X, it makes you feel like you're flying a helicopter. It really has this amazing feel. And we turned that around, put that on the rear of the Model 3, so that you could still have a great deal of rear headroom and have this amazing view while being in a smaller car. It's actually one of the toughest design challenges of making the Model 3. And then, in terms of engineering the car, we had to engineer it to be a lot easier to build. The Model S is an amazing car, but it's very hard to build. So we had to get the part count down, design it still to be light, but also to make it affordable. And I think that the team's done an amazing job of that. And then where this really shows up is in things like safety. So let's take a look at the safety video. So on the one hand, you've got a car that is one of the safest cars in the world, a Volvo S60. So there are a lot of cars that say they are 5-star, and they are sort of 5-star. That's not a scientific metric, but even though they are something like the Volvo, great car, by normal standards, very safe. The Volvo is arguably the second safest car in the world. But I think it is obvious which car you would prefer to be in an accident. So the first and foremost for the engineering of the car was safety. Then, in terms of production, the thing that's going to be the major challenge for us over the next 6 to 9 months is how do we build a huge number of cars. And frankly, we're going to be in production hell. Welcome. Welcome to production hell. That's going to be where we are for at least 6 months, maybe longer. But you guys know that, you're veterans. I've been through this. So I look forward to working alongside you, journey through hell. And as the saying goes, if you're going through hell, keep going. Just to give you a sense of the size of the factory, we've got our Fremont car factory, where we are right now, is the second largest footprint building in the world. And that's going to ultimately produce 500,000 Model 3s and about 100,000 combined S and X vehicles, and maybe more if we can do it. But it just gives you, I want to give you a sense of the scale and how much has to go right. So then a frequent question I get asked, I noticed it's popping up on Twitter quite a lot. Where is my Model 3? Sometimes not phrased quite as nicely as that. Well, we're building the cars as fast as we can. We're going to drive this ramp as hard as we possibly can. I have here a chart, so if you had trouble falling asleep, then this chart might help you. The point is to give you a sense of how manufacturing actually works. There are 10,000 unique parts in a Model 3, and these are coming from all over the world. About 2/3 come from North America, and about 1/3 from the rest of the world. But as you can see with this chart, which looks like we're being shot with ICBMs, like that is the ICBM chart, actually. Exactly. Well, we need missile command. Missile command button. But almost anything that goes wrong anywhere in the world, if we haven't buffered the supply chain, will interrupt the production progress. When you have 10,000 unique items in a vehicle or any object, any one of them can slow down the production process. So the production rate will move as fast as the slowest and least luckiest component in the whole mix. Then on top of that, we have the Gigafactory. So this is a stop motion. We started off with there being nothing. There was just a sort of desert, and built what is now one of the it's actually now the largest battery factory in the world. And when it's done, will produce more lithium-ion batteries than the rest of global production combined for one building. So in fact, let's go to the Gigafactory live, see if we can connect to them. We have a whole bunch of people in Nevada that are helping make the battery pack, and the motor, the powertrain, and so we've got giant factory making battery packs and powertrains, giant factory making cars, and giant supply chain. And so all of those have to work together in cadence in order to get to our initial target of 5,000 cars a week, and then hopefully by the end of next year towards 10,000 cars a week. And then you're probably wondering, okay, will I be able to charge my car? Well, this is like probably the second most common question I get on Twitter, like, the Supercharger is full, what is wrong with you? Why are you such a huge idiot? I'm like, sorry. Okay, we are tripling the number. By the end of next year, there will be 3 times as many Superchargers as there are today. So that should really help out a lot. And essentially, you'll be able to go almost anywhere, North America, Europe, Asia, Australia, and many parts of Asia and the Gulf area by the end of next year. Eventually, you'll be able to go anywhere on Earth. Woo! Yeah. So, thank you. And actually, technically, you can go anywhere on Earth, because anywhere on Earth where there's electricity, you can charge your car. So the Supercharger is just about being able to charge a car really fast. Okay, so let's talk about the specs for the Model 3. There are two main variants. There's the standard and the long range. The standard, well, is going to be $35,000 for a 220-mile range. It's going to be a fast car, so the acceleration will still be well under 6 seconds, 130 mile an hour top speed. And then you can also get the long-range one, which will have a range of 310 miles. And be about roughly 5 seconds 0 to 60, 140 mile an hour top speed. So it's going to be a really great car. I think you will not be able to find a better car, gasoline or electric, in that price range that is anywhere near as great. All right. So let's head over some cars. We have the first 30. We have the first 30 production cars here, being charged right now, right there. Hey guys. All right, so, hey guys. Those are actual owners getting actual production cars. Hey. So there's actually, let's see, there's actually a total of 50 production cars that we've made this month, and 20 of which will be used for engineering validation, 30 of which will be on the roads with customers. And I want to just say to those that have lined up to buy a Model 3 and that in some cases spent days outside of our stores to be first on the list, I just want you to know that really matters to us. We really care. And we're going to do everything we possibly can to get you the car as soon as possible. So we're going to work day and night to do right by the loyalty that you've shown us. Thank you for doing that. And then just a reminder, we've got now 3 cars in production. There's the X, the S, and the 3. Those letters can be combined however you'd like. To give you a sense, if you order a Model 3 now, you'll probably get it towards the end of next year. But because the S and the X are in production, if you order them now, you can get them in about 1 or 2 months. And I'd like to thank all the customers who own a Model S and X, and those who buy a Model S and an X, because in doing so, you make the 3 possible. The money that we make with an S and X all goes into building Model 3. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for our longtime supporters, and thank you guys for making it. Thank you.
here again. We're live? We're live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Okay, wow. There's a lot to talk about, and still, frankly, a lot unsaid. I was a little bit behind on the stream than infamous. But I made notes. And let's go back over it. So I'm pretty excited, but I've still got a lot of questions. So
I would like to know what your questions are.
Here we go. First of all, Love Day, the 11-year-old girl that said we should make some... she's very cute.
That people should make commercials.
And the 3 commercials I thought were very good. The guy that won, I think it's not quite fair because he is a well-known YouTuber who is really good at videos, and I was hoping that the guy in the spacesuit would win. Just saying.
I liked the first one, which a lot of people didn't like because she's all over the place with the ADD, but I really liked that commercial. That was one of the few that I watched ahead of time before voting ended on the competition.
I liked the number 1 choice best.
Oh, it was very good. They're all good.
It was good.
It really highlighted some of the reasons why I bought a Tesla.
Yeah, it was very good.
Carry your ladder?
I always carry a ladder.
Carries a ladder at all times.
You never know.
No, I didn't know that.
So one of the things I was pissed off at was like, there's like 5,000 people there in the audience, and I'm like, well, why aren't I one of those 5? That wasn't Tom. Why? Between us on the show, the 3 guys, we've had 6 Teslas, we weren't there. And then he brought up later, these are the people that made this thing. These are the engineers. These are the people that work on the line. So I didn't feel so bad.
Yeah, that's
good on you.
cool.
I think that's kind of
Cool.
nice.
And he went to the Gigafactory, and I'm assuming those people we saw were the employees of the Gigafactory. Yeah. So it's nice when you work for somebody, and those guys work hard. They work long hours, and then they get recognized by the CEO and a live stream that millions of people are going to watch.
Millions of people are not watching our live stream.
Well, but that's just because
tens of
people are watching our live stream.
The next thing that came up was some internal pictures, and it basically sort of reminds us again that the binnacle display is gone.
No binnacle.
The dash is long and thin. We're told by Robert that the air is going to come out of there. But if you're wanting a car where you look right in front of you to see what's going on with your speed, with the temperature, with the lines of your auto driving, wrong. You're going to have to look to the side. And people who have Minis and other cars say it's not a big deal. Yeah. We'll see. But those people who have cars, the Prius and others, say it takes 3.5 seconds to get used to looking at that screen. And it's a big-ass screen. It's a 15-inch screen. It's not 17-inch, but it's big.
You got people that are going to get used to driving an electric car for the first time that are going to be buying a Model 3, and they're going to get used to not having a center display at the same time. Double get used toers, we'll call them.
Double get used toers. A lot of people are now going to bed because on the East Coast it's late. A lot of people know that he's not a good speaker. I don't know if you've been living under a rock. Elon Musk is a terrible public speaker. Live speaking is not his thing.
Although when he gets interviewed, he's better.
When you interview him, you ask him specific questions, he's much better. It turns out that when you're a genius, you're not a genius at everything. And it's funny that like this guy is revolutionizing cars and going to space. And then people are like, I don't like the color of his jacket. I really don't.
There's a bit of charm to it. Like it's a humbling thing. So what? He's not an amazing public speaker. He's fine.
So the next thing they showed was the side impact crashy of a Volvo versus a Model 3, and everybody goes, ooh.
I don't think that was a 3, though. I think it was Volvo versus the S, because I don't believe the 3 has been tested and been 5-star.
I think it was actually a 3.
I guess I wasn't paying close enough
attention.
You
weren't paying enough attention. That was a 3, and that was only one crash. You got to do front crash, you got to do side crash, you got to do rollover. He said, not tonight, but in the past, that this is going to be get a 5 out of 5 on the American safety thing. So we'll see. We don't know for crashy front, crashy upside down, but at least on the side, it beat a very safe car called the Volvo. He then said, we have to now, number one thing was to make it safe. So that was their number one issue, was making it safe. It wasn't range. He didn't talk about autonomous driving. He said the number one thing for this car is safety. And so it seems like he's saying we've delivered on that. It's the safest car in its category. We're done. We'll see when we get some more crashy details. But the number two thing was, now you have to build it at scale. Now you have to build an enormous amount of these. And he said we're going through hell. And the quote was, "Once you're going through hell, keep going." It was cute. It was funny.
10,000 parts.
10,000 unique parts. Actually, he said something just before that the Fremont factory has the largest footprint factory, second largest footprint factory in the world.
I think he may have been confusing that with the Gigafactory.
Because the Gigafactory is going to be the biggest footprint in the world, and Fremont is like a big factory, but it's not anywhere near the second biggest, I don't think. Yeah, so he said 10,000 unique parts, 2/3 from North America, something about ICBMs, which wasn't that funny, since North Korea just fired another one, and supercharging. So this is my issue.
Oh, it's a big one for you, though.
Let's talk about supercharging. By the end of next year, 2018.
That's about 18 months from now.
3 times the number of superchargers, but he didn't tell me from when.
From now.
From today?
Yes.
From when they started the supercharger network?
Right, no, from today.
Yesterday?
Like, we'll have 3 times more superchargers than we have today.
Does that mean brand new sites? Or does that mean that they're going to add supercharging stations at existing sites?
It's probably a combination of both, right? So they have the data, which superchargers are the most impacted, make them bigger if we can. Where are other places in between where we have superchargers that are impacted travel routes that we know of, so add more to those.
Right.
And then just wherever they aren't, that people want to go, that they've gotten data because they know where every car is at every moment, right?
Creepy, right?
Like, where are the most cars going and plugging into dryers at RV places, let's put a supercharger there.
Brian Anderson, we call him Mr. Anderson on the show, said, "Mel, shut the hell up about the supercharger." No, I'm not going to. It's not going to happen. We need more superchargers. Okay, then there was the big reveal, and this is both good and bad, both interesting and infuriating.
Uh-oh.
You got a new car. This car is going to revolutionize transportation. We're at the inflection point of EVs. You spend 2 seconds and you have 3 bullet points on what this car is going to do.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
So for $35,000, you're going to get a 220-mile car. I was wrong. I said 250.
He increased it by 5 miles.
5 miles. At the bottom end, it's a 250-mile car.
So that's interesting because it's less than the Bolt.
It's less than the Bolt, which is, to me, weird. It's going to accelerate fast, 5.6 seconds. I don't really care. That's fast. It's zippy. You're going to like it. Top speed, I could care less. Maybe if you're in Germany on the Autobahn, that's important. Whatever. But at $35,000, it's a 220-mile car. Now, that's great. That's a real car. That's a lot of range. That's not Bolt. It's a little less than the Bolt. I find that weird that they've known about the Bolt range for so long. They couldn't have made it 240. You couldn't put 20 more miles in that and say, we have more range than the Bolt.
They could have, but what's the point? Because they already know it's better than the Bolt.
Yeah, but you have the supercharging network, so you don't need it.
No, but for average Joe, and this is now getting out to average Joe goes, oh, the Bolt's got 20 more miles.
But you can't supercharge them.
But they don't know that because they don't listen to Talking Tesla yet.
But here's what I'll tell you about the Bolt. The Bolt, no battery differences. You buy the $36,000 Bolt, you buy the $42,000 Bolt, it goes 238 miles, if that range is realistic. And you spend 44,310 miles.
Better than my brand new Model S. 90.
That is impressive.
Little
that is an impressive difference. So for $9,000 additional dollars, 90 more miles of range.
So for $44,000, you get 312 miles, which is 310 miles. Huge, big, large, grand, enormous, Bunkakian large, big.
Is spectacular news.
And it goes a bit faster. You know, you can accelerate in 5.1 seconds, and you get a little bit higher top speed. Who cares? It's about the range. That's $9,000 for 90 miles.
That is correct.
That's $100 per mile.
That is correct.
Totally worth it in my book.
Yeah, he also didn't talk about how fast they were going to charge. That was a question we had at the top of the show, right?
Yes.
Didn't talk anything
I'll
about
flip
the
back
charging.
and I will look at the questions he didn't answer, which there are so many.
Right.
Yeah.
But let's keep going for a second and we'll get back to the things that are unsaid. So they said they've made 50 so far. 20 are in validation. That means checking them out, make sure they're not breaking, crash them into a few things.
Yeah.
30 are going to customers. You saw the customers.
Interesting how they had, that's the back of the Fremont factory, which
Yes.
we have never been to. I've been to the Superchargers on the front of the Fremont factory. So there are 30 Superchargers on the back of the Fremont factory. Do you think they're going to stay there for the employees who are all going to be driving Model 3s and going to be impacting the Supercharger network? Or have they been there the whole time? What's the deal with that?
That was pretty cool, but it was also a bit of bullshit. Oh, they're charging right now. No, no. You charged them yesterday and you plug them in again. And then he said, and this is important, if you order right now, you're not getting your car till the end of next year. Not a year from now, 18 months from now.
But that means, because currently the list of reservations about 500,000. That's the
Wow. That's what we estimate. He did not say.
He did not say that either. He didn't say what that final number was at the moment. So that means that he's pretty confident that he can not only get those 500,000 cars done, but whatever is now being ordered, he didn't give a quantifier, but the next week, today, what does that mean, are going to get them by the end of next year. That means they're going to ramp that factory up pretty hardcore to 10,000 units a week, he said at one point.
He's in hell. They need to walk through hell. He did say, if you want a car in the next month that's really great and has good range, is really fast, get an S or an X. Oh, yeah, okay, it's $65,000 more than this one, but it's all good. Here's some of the things he didn't say, and this is what I always find interesting. Let's talk about autonomy. Do I get it for free? Is it an extra? Is it 5,000? Is it 10,000? He didn't say. Again, you just unveiled one of the most important cars in history. It's what you don't say that's weird.
Yeah.
They said range,
it's not free.
Speed. Where's the autonomy? How much more?
It's not free. It's not free in the S. Why is it free?
Thank you. So I want a 310-mile range Model 3, and I want autonomous driving, and I want lane assist. You said back in the day, a year ago, that the Model 3 that you want, once you load it up, will be $75,000. I don't know what it is still.
No.
This was the big reveal event. What they don't say.
No, this was the big delivery event. That's the problem. And
it's
yes,
a reveal event. Are they going to have another event? Tom?
I don't have any.
Are we going to have to fire up the cameras again? Do you know how much it costs to put that LED up there?
No.
What they
How
didn't
much does
say
it
was
cost?
overwhelming. What colors? We don't know. What interiors?
Okay,
we
but
don't
we
know.
saw 50 cars, 30 cars parked there. We saw red, we saw silver, we saw blue, we saw one color of black. Sorry, Mel, not two colors of black. We saw white, and we saw the dark gray. So that's 6 colors and 3 different wheel styles. I was looking, me and Jess were counting together. That's 6 colors.
That's the same as what's offered
What's
for
available
the S and
right
the
now,
X. It's
correct.
the exact same.
And I'm so glad that you picked that up, but I could give a flying
So then why did you ask the question at the beginning of the show?
Right.
Because I wanted to fill time.
Okay, well, then we
I want to know a couple of other big things. How much is it going to cost me for autonomy and for auto driving? How fast can this car charge up when I'm at home? I don't know. For example, do you have fast AC charging? Am I going to be able to charge this up at 20 miles an hour? Or is it going to get me 60 miles of range per hour? Oh, guess what? I don't know. Because they didn't tell us things.
Nothing about free supercharging.
Nothing about free supercharging. We don't know anything. Do not take the drinks away from... What is going on here? Is this to calm me down?
I think he's trying
it's
to settle you
upsetting.
down. I think you're fine.
Oh, they want me to yell and
Yeah, but that's right.
Is this thing on? Elon, are you listening?
So you're not at all you're not over the moon excited that Tesla just today announced a 310-mile range automobile for $44,000 before incentives, and you're like, I need more.
I could walk from behind here and show you how excited I am, but kids are watching.
Oh my goodness! Did that just happen?
It just happened. Now somebody said go to electric, and I should say electric. Go to electric because they have the full specs. Well, let's see.
I want to know the full specs.
Let's see if electric has the full specs.
I want to know all the options.
The most important thing that was left out for me is the fact that he did not announce anything about when the next wave of folks are going to get to design their cars.
Right. We spent what,
Nothing.
10 minutes on commercials.
Have we been to the Tesla site so electric?
You
I
can't
don't
get
see.
back to it because it's stuck on this live stream.
Expand
loop.
full story. Let's.
Say anything about what was included or not included?
Nothing.
So the question from the wife of the Tom, we'll call her Tom's wife, about what are the options? Oh, no. There was nothing about options. There was nothing about leather. There was nothing about what colors. Yeah, you saw some colors in out there, but they could have painted with house paint for all we know.
No seats are leather anymore, though. Like you can't buy an S
in the
with
S
leather.
and the X.
They look like
We
leather,
don't know
but they're
about
not
the fob.
leather.
We've talked about the fob for the last few weeks.
Oh, the card key entry? No,
Card-
nothing. Didn't see any of
The
that.
things we don't know.
Card key entry?
You haven't seen this?
You didn't
So
listen
there's
to
some
last week's
people
show,
who have
apparently.
seen a few people get into Teslas with what looks like an access card, like
Like
you
a
would use to
hotel
get into the
key?
hospital, whatever, like a flat card
Okay.
that they have in a little folio, and that way you could just have that in your wallet instead of carrying that. Where's the fob? Where is my fob? Do you know where my fob is? You just keep it in your wallet like another credit card,
right.
and you get to like, why wouldn't you want that? Why do
Yeah.
I need something shaped like a? Do I want to carry a Hot Wheels in my pocket
Yes, I
every
do.
moment of the
Yeah.
day? Do you? You like that big hump sticking out? Well, you have a purse, so this probably isn't even an issue for
No,
you.
it's kind of cute.
Yeah,
I like
it's
it.
adorable.
Okay, people are telling me again that you can go to electric and get the full specs, but I can't find them. Oh my gosh. So some people have got better information than us, and they're saying solid black is a little bit more, and then you can do blue. Dudes, where the hell are you finding this stuff? Electric has lots of details. I've been to an electric, and I can't find it. So, Tom, you're, huh? Look at my Voxer. Voxer's not going to help me. Apparently, electric has some information.
The Model 3 production specs revealed.
All right, here we go.
Here it is.
Let's go. Let's get some numbers here. Let's talk. Let's discuss.
So standard battery. Oh, what he also did not say is what does that mean? Is that standard battery a 50 kilowatt hour battery?
Right.
No,
is it
it
a
is- it's
60
electric.
kilowatt hour battery? Is it a 75?
But who cares?
I could give a flying F. It could be a
but
5.
but people want to know. It's interesting. So what Electrek is saying is it looks like the standard battery pack has a capacity between 50 and 55 kilowatt hours, and the long range battery about 70 to 75 kilowatts. So that puts it in
Oh,
line
my
with
gosh.
the low end Model S that's currently available, the 75 kilowatt hour, but adds 60 additional miles due to
range,
the
yeah.
lightness of the car potentially and the new battery formulations, right, that we're talking about.
All right.
So that's efficiencies.
Thanks to the streamers for giving us an electric article. So, and thanks to CC in the back room there. So here's your standard equipment. Range, standard, 220 miles. Supercharging rate, 130 miles range per 30 minutes.
So 260 miles per hour top
That
speed.
is less than we do right now. It has the new battery. What's up with that? That's weird.
32 amps of home charging.
Charging only 32 amps, so 30 miles of range per hour. That's
what we
less.
currently get
Not
on
for
our
you.
car.
You
That's what
do.
it currently
Thank you.
is.
Performance, okay, we talked about it's pretty fast, whatever. Interior, 15-inch touchscreen, climate control,
Dual
FM,
zone.
internet, textile seating, whatever. Front console with open storage and 2 USB ports, I don't care. Convenience, blah, blah, blah. Safety, blah, blah, blah. Warranty. Let's go to the long
It
range
has
version.
a backup camera.
Let's go to long range. Oh, okay. Here we go. Long range. 310 miles. Supercharging rate now is 170. The base model is 130.
So 340
in
per
30 minutes.
hour.
So that's where we are right now. So 170 in 30 minutes is what they state right now. Home charging, 40 amps. Not the 72 that you get on the S, not the 72 that you can get on the X, but 40 amps. You can only do 37 miles of range per hour.
This is a key thing. If you look at the standard thing, deliveries begin fall of 2017. If you look at the long-range battery, deliveries begin July of 2017. So that means the more expensive ones are going to
As
ship first,
happened
as
before.
we expected.
So did you have that choice when you made your reservation?
No,
did
you
not.
will make
No.
that choice
So if
when you configure.
Right. So if
Right.
you want you want your car
Right.
sooner.
So if you're one of
more
those
cash.
people who are on the list, so that puts you in another little spot. Like if any of those people who waited in line don't want to spend the extra $9,000, you jump ahead of them by getting that extra $9,000. I will be jumping. I'll be doing the jump.
Okay, warranty is about the same. Options. So we talked about. So for an extra $9,000, you're going to get another 90 miles of range. You're going to be able to charge it up faster. You're going to be able to supercharge it faster. You're going to be able to drive faster. And the paints there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 solid black standard, midnight silver, an extra $1,000, blue, an extra $1,000, silver, an extra $1,000. Pearl, an extra $1,000. Multicoat red, an extra $1,000.
Metallic paints.
If you want to do the 19-inch sport wheels, don't get them because they reduce your range and they wear out.
We don't know that in this car. That's
we know things from physics.
Erroneous information.
We know physics. Okay. Premium upgrades. So now I'm buying here. Oh, we're starting to get to it. So now I'm getting the $44,000 car, and now I want to get the premium upgrade for another $5,000, making it, if my math is correct, $49,000.
For once, your math is correct.
You're going to get premium heated seats for your buttocks. You're going to get a 12-way portable adjustable seats.
Okay, that word is power. It's power adjustable seats.
Thank you for using it. Premium auto with more power, tweeters and subwoofers and stuff.
That's a big deal, though. That almost forces the $5,000 sale because of the power seats.
The tinted glass roof with ultraviolet and infrared protection.
Gotta have it.
Auto dimming, power folding heated seat mirrors, LED fog lamps, and center console. Oh, here it is. Oh, for shizer. If you now want enhanced autopilot, $5,000.
Same.
If you want full self-driving, $3,000.
Same.
So if my math is correct, we got up to 49. I just added 8.
57.
We're out $57,000 for a Model 3. If I now add the California, for those of you that live in California, 10% on top of that, this is a $63,000 car now.
That's the
then,
upper level battery fully loaded?
Fully loaded, all the toys. In California, $63,000 car.
And if you get
this is no entry level mother effing car.
That's for sure. If you get it early and can take advantage of the federal tax credit, that's $10,000. And you live in California, that's $7,500 for the federal. Another $2,500 for California. If you're poor.
Well, not poor. If you're just not ridiculously wealthy.
Right.
This is upsetting.
It's upsetting because of what?
It's upsetting because
But that's the fully option. Did you think that he was going to come out and be like, hey, we made magical bunny rabbit cars.
Yes.
And it's 310 miles out of range, and it's going to be extra free. Like, that wasn't an option.
It's less than the $75,000 ridiculous number you gave us back in the day, but it's still expensive as hell.
It's pricey.
This is not an entry-level car.
No,
I was hoping for an entry-level autonomous driving, 300-mile range, $35,000, and I was smoking the crack that is so good.
But why do you not think the $35,000 car is acceptable? So it's got the range he said it always would, an extra 5 miles, actually, 220 miles of range.
5 miles.
Still has the supercharging.
Yes.
You can get it in black, and it's $35,000, right? You still have the 60-40 split seat, all the other stuff that it comes with, the safe car, the supercharging, the 4-year warranty, the 8-year, 100,000-mile battery warranty, right? You can still get all of that stuff. If the premium upgrades, okay, you don't get the premium heated seating. Okay, you don't get that when you buy an entry-level car, any entry-level car. 12-way power adjustable front seats, you don't get that if you buy any entry-level car. Premium audio system, again, not with any entry-level cars. Like, that's how car companies differentiate.
But you don't get the autonomy. You don't get autopilot.
You don't get that with the S without paying for it either. You don't get that with a Bolt either.
Sort of like the big selling point of the Model 3,
but the other
right?
part, but it is the selling point of the Model 3. But did you all think it was going to be free?
No, I did not think it was going to be free.
Did you think it was going to be cheaper than the S? As an S owner, if they were like, oh, and all the autopilot stuff instead of $8,000 is only going to be $3,000 for you. Thanks for buying the cheaper car.
I'd be livid.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So that's a marketing nightmare, and plus it's expensive, and he's trying to get it to work. What I will tell you is, don't buy full self-driving capability with the car. Wait until it has full self-driving capability.
Yeah, so all that is a good point. So it's all in there, and I can tell you right now, the full self-driving thing it doesn't exist. So don't buy that right now.
But is there a guarantee that people can not buy it now, but then add it on later?
Yeah, well, oh my gosh, that's another great thing. We're assuming it's all in there. We've been told it's all in there, and we're assuming you can turn it on later.
Well,
but we don't even know that because, I don't know, when he did a PowerPoint presentation, let me just check. It wasn't on there.
Yeah.
The things we don't know is still larger than the
They
things
could
we know.
fill this room with the things we don't know, and then you throw in what we don't know about the Model 3, it's even bigger. It's a bigger room.
So let's do sort of summary. We're being told by the production people that it is time to go and drink some more wine.
I don't want to.
Tom.
Yes, sir.
Who has been on the waiting list for 16 months.
Uh-huh.
Who has been excited about this car. Who has not bought another car. Who has been, let's say, tumescent. It's a medical word. Look it up. For this car. What are you doing right now? Are you buying this car?
Yeah. Oh, full on. Okay, so
Which one?
I can. Okay,
Which one?
I'm going to
What
explain
options?
it to you. I cannot
go.
I cannot
Please,
today.
don't let me interrupt
go
you.
and buy
Go.
a Tesla.
Make it happen.
Okay. In 10 months. That
it's
very
Yeah,
very
you gotta
exciting.
have that.
I'm-
It's worth it.
I feel like in a different world, I probably don't get the premium upgrades package, but I really like having the power seats because multiple people will drive it. You get that automatic like changing of the seat kind of situation that like I think that is important to have the custom driver profiles. I think that it's a pain in the butt to have a car without those, in my opinion. So I'm getting this. So I'm at 49.
Okay, going.
I'm definitely not doing full self-driving capability.
But on the assumption that you can add that later.
On the assumption
And
that
you
I can
don't know
add it
that.
later. Yeah, I'm going to assume that I can. I'm probably doing enhanced autopilot right away. So I'm at 54,000. And I'm probably I'm definitely not doing black, so I'm going to have to pay $1,000 for some paint color. I'm not getting the sport wheels.
No.
So what are we talking right there? We're at
about $1.5 million.
No, I believe it was like around 54.
You're at 50, yeah.
54 plus a paint color. Yeah, I mean, sure. But what I will tell you is I cannot today go and buy a used Model S for $54,000 that has 310 miles of range.
Yes.
And autopilot and full self-driving capabilities at some point. I cannot do
true.
that,
That is
but
true.
now I can. I can buy a Tesla with 300 miles of range.
Boom.
And the capability for full autopilot
For some
autonomy
cash.
at one point for $54,000.
You know, that's really appealing because that's like, I think about what we have the Audi lease coming up. When that's up, that's like what we paid for our Audi. You know, like I could have the same car.
And it doesn't drive itself. And again,
and it could drive itself, right? And I could plug it in my garage where I've already got.
Don't
a
have to
Tesla
pay
charger.
for gas.
It's appealing.
Yeah, I mean, it's still an amazing vehicle. If you think about it in terms of like, okay, Tesla to Tesla, right? That same Model S is what? 310 miles range Model S is what? That's the P100D. That's $120,000 vehicle. You're welcome.
Okay, they've basically halved the price of getting into the Tesla that you want. They've halved the price of getting into the Tesla. I'm trying to think of the way I'm going to spin this in the positive because I can spin it in the negative. So they've basically halved the price of getting into a really nice electric car. Instead of $100,000, it's $50,000-ish dollars. 110, 55
ish.
They've halved it, and that's great.
That's great.
I was hoping, the world was hoping that this was truly a mass market car. This is not a mass market car. For the things that you really want, autonomy and other things, it's going to have to be halved again. But to be halved again, you're going to get those things at $25,000. That's when the electric car revolution takes off. So now they've brought this, they'll sell a lot of these. They'll sell millions. But to sell tens of millions of electric cars with the things you want, they have to do iteration number 3 or 4, which is $25,000, I get 300 miles, full autonomy, some pretty nice stuff. That's not going to happen for another 3 or 4 years.
They put a Tesla on sale today for $35,000. Don't put the autonomy on it. Don't put any of that. Don't put any of that on it. $35,000. You know what? Don't get it in black. Get another color. $36,000, right? $36,000. Don't get power seats.
Right.
You get a car with 220 miles of range that you will never pay a dime to put gasoline in.
That's great.
Right? For $36,000. It's a Tesla. It's going to have amazing safety features. You can't buy a $35,000 car with 5-star crash test rate.
I agree.
You cannot buy that car today. It doesn't exist. And if you can,
you're bringing me back up again.
You put gas in. That's what I'm saying. So you're seeing the negatives instead of seeing like, okay, he did make it possible. He made it possible for somebody to buy a Tesla for $36,000 that, okay, it doesn't have autonomous driving, but it has the capability if down the road you decide, I need this now.
And neither does any other car in its class.
Right, and neither does any other car.
Already way better.
Name the other car that you can buy for $35,000 that you don't have to put gas in that can drive itself.
The Bolt.
Can it drive itself?
No, but it's not 35. No, this car can't drive itself for $35,000.
That has the capability of driving itself. How about this? Maybe when you put it on the Tesla network, another thing that he didn't talk about, while it's on the network, autonomy works.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, try to see the positive. A $35,000 car was put on sale today that has 220 miles of range.
Amazing.
That's less than the Bolt, just for the record, and it's a Tesla. So it has supercharging capability. So it has fast charging. At what did he say? You can put 130 miles of range in 30 minutes in it. How much range can you put in a Bolt in 30 minutes?
Right.
You can't, because you can't find a CCS charger. Look, okay, so I think actually the live chat people, of which we now have half the number we had a little while ago, because it's really late.
Yeah.
And the point, I think, is that everybody so far is right. On the one hand, if you load this car up, it's still an expensive car. A number of people have noticed. Like, if you load this up with all the stuff you want, this is not a low-end car. This is not a high-end car. High-end cars, at least in the US, are 80 to 100,000 to plus cars. It's not a low-end car. Low-end cars in the US are 20,000-ish. This is a mid-range car.
Yeah.
As a mid-range car, this is actually pretty good. It's got a lot of interesting possibility of full autonomy, very safe. This is a mid-range car. This is not what I had hoped, which was the low-end car. The low-end car is still a generation or two away. To bring a lot of this stuff, 300-mile range, full autonomy, a lot of the sort of the safety features and stuff, it's still not that car yet.
So
but
confused.
If you want to get a Tesla, and this is where you're right, if you just want to get a Tesla that's safe, that goes a long way, and you don't load it up, damn, you can now get into a Tesla for $35,000 plus minus the federal tax credit. You can get it for under $30,000, which is remarkable.
There's nothing different that just happened that he hasn't said that you haven't known about for a year. Nothing has changed.
No, everything has changed.
Well, with the range,
everything has changed because
the range
we
is
didn't.
The same.
We
they said 215 miles
know,
of range for $35,000.
We didn't know what the high end would be. We didn't know if you're going to have to pay extra for a full autonomy, if it would be in there. We've learned a lot. There's still a lot left to learn. But now we know that if you load this car, you said back in the day, 6 months ago, 75,000. I said you were smoking crack. I said 50,000. Now we know the high end is about 55,000. And at the low end, you still get a good car, but it's not the car you're going to get for your high school kid, which is a Hyundai for $20,000. That's what we've learned. Am I wrong? And Cece, the producer, is like, okay, we're done. Hey, I just want to thank...
it a lot nicer than that.
I want to thank everybody for listening to this thing. We've been doing this for a while. We need to metabolize this because I know there's so many questions we haven't thought about. Electric, Teslarati, even Tom is going to have some time to think about this.
Yeah.
That's Tom Wolfson. My name is Mel Herbert. That's Jess Mason. Dave Mason's behind the glass. Cece's behind the glass. There's been thousands of people putting this together. I want to thank you all to the 1,600 people that watched. On Tuesday, when it goes live, we'll have metabolized this some over the weekend. We'll have read the blogs.
Yes.
We'll have thought some more.
Uh-huh.
Tom will still be an ignorant slut.
With all of the knowledge.
But we'll talk about it more. Thank you for watching the show. I'm excited. I won't come out in front of the thing. I'm excited. But I'm not as excited as I'd hoped to be.
I want to know what you were expecting.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. And I would
amazed.
put one final shout out to Electric for posting these specs for
They
all
dropped
of us
some specs
to
on
just
it.
nibble on for the next few days.
So they obviously had the specs before and were told, you release these before we go live, I kill you. Let's just go back for a second. Go back to the Tesla site before we leave. Has anything changed? Can Tom configure his car? That was going to be a big thing of the night. It turns out, another one of the unknowns, you can't configure this thing. We don't know when. I don't want to be angry. Just going to say. It's another thing we can't do.
That's upsetting. Talking Tesla.
Talk to you on Tuesday/Wednesday/whenever the show comes out. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this was Talking Tesla Live. I had a lot of fun. Drank some rye whiskey. Out. Are you going to